Alright, what up guys? This is Old Man Club here, Old Man Volk, and this is Old Man Marchin, and this is Old Man Stiso.
And this is your one and only vape god, Old Man Stiso. Okay.
Today we're going to be going over competitive Hardpoint on Fringe. This is going to be a series that we're going to be doing. It's going to be called Call of Duty for Dummies. So first of all, classes. Generally you want to stick to the best guns, so like Man of War. You know, these are probably the best attachments for it. Long barrel, ELO, and stock. Those are better for like mid-range. Next would be this VMP. You know, you could be close range and like in objective or just all around slaying. And I would use the grip, quick draw, and stock. Then I would go with your afterburner, or you can go with the afterburner and flak jacket class. That'd be good because if you're inside the objective, you know, you won't die from explosives. And your second perk being fast hand, so you can get that fast aim into your enemy, and blast presser to stay stealth from what side you're pushing from. Tacticals, I would either stick with concussions or actually I don't have them in my class, but trophy systems are really good, so you can throw those down the objective and you can just hold it down. Next would be the assault rifle. I would stick with the M8A7 with either a reflex or an ELO, quick draw, and stock. And as your secondary, the RK5. Notice on your VMP class you don't really need a secondary just because it'd be a waste. And I don't use lethals. That's all your preference. And tacticals, you don't really need any as an AR. But you know, your perk 1 is preference because you're mostly gonna be staying back, and like it's not like you're gonna be in the hard point all the time. Perk 2, fast hands, and 3, blast presser. Alright, on to Frank.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about positions today. And the first, or not positions, rotations first. So the first rotation is in mid right here. As you can see, probably the first part is probably the most worst part, because there's so many different ways of doing it. Now if you spawn on this side by barn, the AR's best spot would be to try to hit this white truck right here and get this head glitch, because if you're good enough, you could probably pick out a couple guys. And then another person, the OBJ, who is the objective player, I would recommend he should try to find a different way, like a flank. Like if you come right here and dub, and you aim out this way, you could probably pick off somebody sitting, or maybe their AR is sitting right over here by white truck, or they can come out and quickly take him out by Z over here. Those are probably the best spots. And then Slayer, he should go railway because his job is just to kill as many people as he can. And then support, this is the first rotation, so he should probably just go straight down middle and come right out there. But you should be careful. Usually people don't use snipers in competitive, as you can see, because it would probably be a waste to use it. Oh, so the next rotation is, if you could follow me through here. So the next rotation would be right here in 10. Now, usually what I would recommend is that the support player, or mostly Slayer support, is there in case a Slayer keeps getting killed. Support should probably come to the rotation about 10 seconds earlier than everybody else. AR should then move second. Objective, and objective would just sit on his pedestal, just keep holding it out, because you know 2 seconds might not seem like a lot of time, but 2 seconds can mean a lot in the long run. You can end up winning by 2 points because of those 2 seconds you just did earlier on. And there's really nothing. This is harder for an M8. Now, if you're gonna be an M8, the best thing to do is, if you're in the barn, rotate right here and sit on this head glitch. This is probably the best head glitch. Now you gotta be careful because people will find out that you're doing that, they will try to flank you. And then everybody else just sit on this hard point because it's a lot more smaller, it's more condensed, and if you have having 3 VMPs on this is better than having 2 and just 1 running around. Let's go on to the next one. The next rotation is Grandma's house. Now this is even worse than the one before because it's a lot more smaller and condensed, and it's only upstairs. There is no downstairs There is no... the hard point is not downstairs. It stops right here by the top of the stairs. Now, the AR is going to have a hard time with it. I would recommend the AR, he should sit outside probably and try to get some choke points. He could sit up here on Peaches for a little bit. Just, you know, take a guy out, one guy, move back over there by the train car, like right behind you.
This
right
is a good
there.
high glitch right here. So you can hold on Peaches and watch your bottom spawn.
Yep, and then usually objective, just stay inside. Now I would recommend is have one person downstairs. So have one person downstairs inside here. He could be sitting right here and stuff. I would recommend don't lay down sometimes, because if they start think about it, when you shoot somebody laying down, basically the first thing they're gonna start shooting is probably your head. So I'd recommend, if you're gonna do it, try to stand up and sit right in a corner. Here, come over here. Sorry about that. We have our assistant here, and he okay, so basically I recommend sitting right here. Now, if per se your teammate gets taken out upstairs and nobody can get up there, you're right here ready to come up there, and sometimes they don't expect it, so you can just pop up right here slowly. I'd scan it with this headline, and then usually most of the time, people are going to be sitting right here in that back corner. Now, if you do look and he's not there, then the most part he's going to be right here, and then that's about it. But one thing I would recommend is if you're pushing onto the site and you just had tin for a while, do not all come out of this area, because this is an AR's wet dream right here. He can just sit right here. Here, watch out. He can just sit right here, just picking everybody off, and it's just his perfect dream. And then coming to front, it would be even worse, because if you think about it, if he comes to the front window, there could be a VMP just sitting on the side, and then it'll just be all downhill from there. So let's move on to the next hard point. Follow me. So now this hard point is probably AR's better time, because it's back in a longer range setting, and if the AR sat up here on top of Peaches, he could pick off some people down there. Now I'd recommend, because they're probably on the other team, they will have it rotated, going from, they could come from Z, they could come from Grandma's houses or by Tin over there, and it could just, there's too much places coming behind you. I'd recommend for now just kind of sitting on top of Peaches, but you should move around as much as you can as an AR or an anchor. The other people too, objective player, if there are a bunch of players and you don't want to challenge them, just sit behind this, just to keep it contested for as long as you can. Even though you're probably not going to get a kill because there's a guy coming this way and a guy coming this way, you can still hold it down for your other teammates to come, and AR can pop right back up, take out two guys down there, and then you can get your Slayer to come in here and take out the other, and you can just lock this down. This is a pretty hectic area, and then after that, it goes straight back to mid. I mean, that's about it. Because once you rotate from there, you're probably just going to come back out by Peaches, and it's going to be the same thing as when you first started the game. Except the enemies are going to try to penetrate your defenses as much as they could, you know, hitting those flanks as much as they could, and that's about it for positions and the rotations.
Did we go over, like, rotating early and now when rotate?
Wait, say that again, sorry.
Did we go over rotating, like...
Rotating? Yep. So,
when to rotate, like 20 seconds in.
Yeah, so basically, what I recommend is, you know, there's 4 players on a team. There are anchors, the anchor/AR, you know, they're the AR, they sit back, they make sure they can get control over certain areas so that your team is not having a hard time. You have the Slayer, whose objective is mostly to kill as much as he can. He should be the top fragger almost every single time. And his objective is just to kill everything. Now, he could help out with the objective. It's not like he can't, but most of the time he's just flanking and killing people. Support goes where he's needed. He can sit. Now, support is probably the best one to do. Actually, support's not the best one. Slayer is. But support, his job is to just kind of go, you know, if your AR just got taken out, his job is to kind of sit back where the AR was and try to hold down that position. Or if, you know, objective players need help, he can come back onto the objective like this and just sit here and help them out. And then OBJ is the objective player. Every single time, he is not worried about kills. He is not worried about flanking because everybody else will handle those positions. His job is to get to that objective and handle it as best as he can. His time is just to sit in here as long as he can. And I'd recommend, if you're going to play objective, use a
Kinetic armor discharge.
specialist like Scythe. He's probably the best one to use for an objective in Hardpoint. The other videos will go over different specialists, but Scythe is the best one for the objective player, and then maybe a longer range specialist for the anchor would be a Tempest, who's really good actually, because if you hit one, you probably hit a couple more. Support, probably go kinetic armor, and then Slayer go active camo. And then, that's like I said,
Firebreak.
Slayer should be the... Yep, and Firebreak too. Slayer should be the one that rotates the earliest. 10 seconds in, he should rotate by himself, and then everybody will rotate after the time runs out. So, yeah, that's about it.
You want to add on anything, Marcin?
Well, I'd say you guys covered everything pretty well.
Alright, well that'll be it for the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment what you want
And
to
hey,
see.
hold on, can you come down here for a second? Can you come down here for a second? You ready? Yo, check out. Oh my god, let me talk. Hold on, the video has not ended. Come here. You gotta look at me. Just wait, this is gonna be great. Just, okay, look at me. I wish I could make this hand signal, but check out my Instagram. It's OMC_man_Steeso. No, it's old man Steeso. Check it out. I'm posting my first picture.